JT Show.
What's going on, Smashers, and welcome to another episode of the Smash JT Show, my weekly episodic adventure discussing divisive issues in the video game industry and beyond sometimes. It airs every Friday. If you're new here, like always, hit that subscribe button, bell for notifications, and let's just press start. And for this week's episode, we're going to be talking about reactions from YouTubers and what's acceptable, what's a little bit over the top, and what you as the viewer looks for in the YouTuber that you're watching. The reason why this comes up is the Nintendo Direct this week was okay. It wasn't like a bad Nintendo Direct. I covered it. To me, it was average to a little bit below average, but by no means bad. And I got a lot of crap for that, especially right when I posted it and when I live streamed it. There were some people that were a little bit frustrated with how I was handling the situation, why I wasn't getting super amped for Xenoblade getting remade on the Nintendo Switch, which is great, but it's a game that's already been out for a while, and I already talked about this. Something that is cool, but it was a lot of ports in the actual Nintendo Direct that they presented to us, so that wasn't helping me getting hyped at all either. Regardless, with that all out of the way, my reaction was fairly bland. It was like, meh, okay, that's another game. There's another game. There's another game. There are a lot of games here that I wasn't expecting, and I don't think I'm going to have time to play them because, oh, by the way, it's towards the end of the year, and there are a crap ton of games that are dropping on every system right now that look spectacular. And maybe this is me just talking with first world problems, but I have a really hard time getting fired up about these games that I don't really care about, for the most part. And the ones I do care about, I already knew about going into the Nintendo Direct. So that Nintendo Direct wasn't something that I had been really looking for or asking for, and I think Woodhawker probably put it best when he said, nobody really asked for that Nintendo Direct, but we'll take it, I guess. I mean, it's more games. I wasn't complaining about it. I don't want people to take it that way. It was just my reaction was, meh, okay, more games. There's nothing wrong with that. But yet people were upset. Some people, especially in the comment section of my video, were telling me why I should have been excited about some games, or games that I didn't know about that are really good games that they're hyped about, and they're mad that I wasn't hyped about them. But what I'm saying is, to each their own. You're more than welcome to be excited about whatever games you want. The problem is, I guess it comes down to, there are too many games out there to get excited for every single game that comes out, because there's no way on this green earth that you would ever be able to play them all in the first place. But that being said, my reactions, I feel like, were fairly acceptable, understandable, basic, and people didn't really like them. Then you go look at some other channels, I'm not going to name them, but there were some people that were saying that this Nintendo Direct was incredible, that it might be the best Nintendo Direct ever, that, oh my god, I can't believe XYZ got announced, and to me, that's like, okay, to each their own, we're all allowed to think what we want, but those reactions brought in more attention. They were more acceptable by the gaming community at large, because what I'm finding as a YouTuber is viewers want these YouTubers to be excited. They want people to have the energy and the enthusiasm to get them hyped about the games. They don't want a realistic approach. They don't want someone that's just giving them the raw information all the time. They want excitement, they want hype, they want entertainment. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that might encourage some people with lesser values to maybe go down that road of heightening how they react to things to get that attention that they desire so much. And because of that, it turns people into something that they're not, and they end up creating a channel that is built on lies. That's not what I want this to ever become. Everything I do on this channel is raw from the heart. Yes, it talks about news. Yes, it talks about the video game industry. Yes, it talks about games that I love, and sometimes I even go into stories about the history of games that I've played. It's kind of a potpourri of everything in video games that I do here. And while I like what I'm doing, I do notice that I am falling a little bit behind because I'm not over-exaggerating how I feel about things. And I know people who like my channel and like who I am are like, yeah man, stay you, do what you do, don't fall for what those other people are doing, and that's cool. But what I'm seeing is, because I'm not going over the top on things, I might actually be falling behind, and that is my concern. Am I going to change? No, but it's something that I've definitely realized, and it's something that I don't know how to fix in the modern era of YouTube that we find ourselves today. It's not a complaint, it's just, like I said, something that I've noticed and I don't know how to change it. With that being said, I'd be very interested to hear where you guys stand on this issue, and if you find yourself falling for these YouTubers that are completely overhyped and their reactions are just completely bonkers and over the top and make you want to watch them more because you don't know what they're going to do next and how they're going to react to the next thing that's crazy. Do you almost fall in love with the YouTuber more than the video game because of how they're reacting? It becomes a game within the game almost. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too deep into this. It's just something that came up and I was like, you know what? I definitely want to talk about this just to get an idea where you stand. If this is something that you've noticed as a viewer or even as a YouTuber yourself, if you make YouTube videos, do you find yourself kind of exaggerating your reactions to make sure people pay attention to you? Or do you stay real to yourself and just react basic? Now, obviously, if you're boring, nobody's going to want to watch that. And I think that's where this all stems from. It's almost like the further away you move from being boring, the more interesting and exciting your channel is, the more viewers you're going to get, and ergo, the more subscribers you get, the more clicks, the more your channel grows, and you just become a massive channel from being crazy. Maybe that's what YouTube wants, but even more than that, maybe that's what the audience wants. But that's where I'd want to leave that topic and be interested to hear where you stand on this. If you've noticed YouTubers go over the top and you're okay with it, or do they kind of turn you off and you don't want to watch them because they're over the top and you don't feel like they're being genuine with their reactions? Or do you not really care about if they're genuine or not, you just like how they present the information? It kind of goes to the core of YouTube, what you want out of a YouTuber, why you watch someone, why you click that subscribe button, what makes you decide, yes, I'm going to subscribe to this channel, and no, I'm not going to subscribe to this other one. What is the difference? Where does it lie? Because that, I think, is the key to success for any channel looking to establish growth. That's where I'm going to leave that topic. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that one. Now moving on to, in this case, the smasher of the month, and that is TokenGeek. I highlighted one of his videos about Zelda a couple weeks ago, and I kind of hinted that I was going to be making him the smasher of the month for September 2019. This is one of the most underrated channels in all of YouTube. Strongly recommend you guys checking him out. I will put a link in the description below for his channel. Let me know what you guys think about him and if you're familiar or not. And that's where I'm going to leave this week's episode. As always, I want to say a special thank you to all the Patreons listed next to me here for their monthly pledge. If you're interested in joining them for as little as $1 per month, I will put a link to my Patreon right there. And if you enjoy the channel, you like what I'm doing here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you missed last week's episode, I'll put it right here somewhere. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.